How you doing? I hope you're well. Welcome in here. How are you doing, Kate? Thank you for the likes. How you doing? Everybody okay? Welcome in here, everybody. Hello, Jemmy. Hope you're well. Hope you've had a great day today. Everyone okay then? Okay. All right. How are we all doing, everybody? Hope you're all well. Thank you for the likes, Debbie. Hi, Amy. How you doing? Hello, ST. Hello, Chico. How are you? Thank you for the likes, everybody. All right. So, hi, Hannah. How are you doing? Hope you're doing well. Good evening to you all. Everyone okay? Hello, ethical hacker. How you doing? Hello, mum. Welcome in. Let's just play this one. All right. Hello, Rachel. How you doing? Hope you're well. Hello. Let's follow Ringles. I'm all right, thank you, Katrina. How you doing? Yeah, thank you. Yeah, let's get the likes up in here. Thank you very much. Yeah, so just been looking into stuff around like testosterone and testosterone optimization and kind of happy man, how's it going? Optimal, I to optimize testosterone in men, and also like the hormones in general, because a lot of it to do with like body fat and things like that, as well as also diet related as well and other things. I've also looked at a bit into like meditation and how that might improve um, testosterone, and it's something that's kind of I think overlooked a bit because people talk about the diet, sleep, and all that, but I think meditation might be a good one. Which I don't know what you guys think, but yeah, so I don't know if anyone's ever done meditation, but I feel like when I've done a session of meditation, even if it's just a few minutes, I tend to feel like I'm more recovered. So with meditation, it's about being mindful and just about decreasing cortisol. So if you can decrease cortisol, then you can potentially increase testosterone production because when cortisol is high, then processes in the body don't work as efficiently. Basically, your body's more in kind of like fight or flight mode, and less in sort of the building mode, like less in terms of less in that rest and digest mode. Um, what do you mean, Thomas? I don't really care about all that stuff. But anyway, thank you for the roses. Much appreciated. Hi, David. Hope you're well tonight. Good to see you all. So, yeah, so basically, I was looking at like how meditation it has these, health benefits physically and mentally, and it may be a good idea to do it after a workout. Let's say you've done a hard workout, you could then meditate afterwards to then help your body to then recover and stuff. So, hi to you, Deborah D. Hope you're well. Yeah, hello, Luca. Hope you're well. I'm not doing too bad, thank you. Hope everyone's well tonight. If you're new here, make sure you give me a follow. So let's see what's going on YouTube live. I think there's everyone chatting over there. So yeah, I don't know, but like I said, with testosterone, testosterone has declined quite a bit in recent decades, and the question is, what is going on with that? Why is testosterone going down? I think one of the main reasons is men generally now have a higher body fat percentage. I mean, I don't know. But I think sometimes some amount of bacteria is good, right? You know, I think people have become a bit too kind of germophobic, you could say, over the past few years, especially. Hello, love family. Hope you're well. You give me a follow. Can you hear? So, like I said, about things like testosterone. Yeah, I do calisthenics. Have you not seen my page? I do some pull-ups and things like that, Josh. But I guess you clearly haven't seen all that. I do push-ups, pull-ups, things like that. So yeah, hi, love family. What's your name? 2K Jimmy. Yeah, thank you very much, guys. Hi, hello, Massey. Hope you well. I mean, handstands are a bit kind of odd for me, really. I mean, being taller, it's just a lot harder. I'm not really built for that kind of stuff. So I don't know. Daisy May, I hope you well. I just feel like handstands are kind of just not something I really want to put my time into. I'd rather put time into things that I'm better at, really. And I just feel like, I don't know. I mean, for like balance and stuff, I can do like, some pistol squats or something. But when it comes to like anything that involves like upper body, like balance, is harder for me, really. It's just, yeah, it's, anyway. Okay, thank you. I'm mainly just focused on the stuff, pull-ups, push-ups, squats, uh, things like that, really. Rows, like and base pulls, body weight, bicep curls, body weight, tricep extensions. Um, I mean, these are just things I've been trying to get better at. When it comes to balance, I mean, I think a good one for that is there's an exercise where you have your one hand and one foot on the ground, and you can just kind of. I could show you what I mean by that, but there is different exercises you can do for balance, um, like different yoga kind of exercises and stuff. But for some people, like handstands are going to be very, very difficult. I just feel like it could take me years to learn that kind of stuff. So I just feel like, what's the point? And I'd rather focus my time on getting better at things that I'm already kind of somewhat decent at, or whatever, or I'm gonna get good at a lot easier. I just feel like it would just be an uphill battle and just wouldn't be worth it, because it's like we all have a certain amount of time and energy to put into something, and um, it's like we can only put so much time into a certain thing. I'd rather put time into things where can get better at, things that I'm already kind of there or getting there. Um, yeah, I think things like the one arm pull up would be good to learn, but I don't know if I've ever be able to learn that. But I managed to do like a few seconds of like a one arm dead hang, but yeah, that's about as far as I'm at the moment. But oftentimes I can't even do that. Maybe if I try using some chalk or something like that could help. That's one thing people could try doing. About the whole 5 by 5 thing. I don't really do like specific plans with it. I just do it as I feel like doing it, really. I don't really have a set routine. I just kind of go with whatever I do want to do on the day, like whether I want to do higher um, volume or whether I want to do like a more strength based kind of thing, or I just go with whatever I feel like on the day, really. Because I feel like that otherwise I just wouldn't probably stick to it because it would just get too kind of repetitive and boring. Um, but yeah, so how are we doing tonight, people? I've got in the chat. Yeah, how are you doing, Daisy? I hope you're well. Jen, how are you doing tonight? I hope you're doing well. Anybody's new here? Hmm. Okay. So yeah, hello, El. Didn't oh, no, okay, Samuel. Hello, Samuel. How you doing tonight? I hope you're doing well. Thank you for joining me. So yeah, so some certain skills I'm like, okay, maybe it's just not really, I'm not maybe cut out for that, or even if I am, it would just take too long of just fannying about trying to learn it that it would just get so annoying for me, and I just wouldn't want to do it. And I just find things like handstands would just be kind of dangerous to do. I don't know. For me, it's like I don't know. I don't know. I'd rather just get better at the things that I can kind of do. And hello, Raz Vandry. I'm from the UK. Where are you from? Yeah, if you're new here, make sure you give me a follow. That's Furs. It's got to be enjoyable. Yeah, because I think that if you can't enjoy your training, then you're probably not going to stick to it, and it's just probably going to stress you out. And we need to try and make sure our stress levels are down, and we don't want to be like we don't want it to be getting to our head, and that's the worst thing to happen. So yeah, hi Christine, how's it going? Hope you're doing well. It would be cool to learn the muscle up at some point, but I'd have to get to a point where I can do like an explosive pull up. I think I want to try and learn to do the explosive pull up at some point. That's where you just go really fast and like explode up, and you get just like chest to bar basically. But that would be cool to be able to do that. But yeah, like one dark rep. How you doing? I hope you're well. Hello, Niella. Hope you're doing well. Welcome to my live, everybody. But my goals at the moment are just trying to get better at the things I'm already doing and just kind of, hello, Hush, how you doing? Been focused on like pull up strength and things like that, trying to get better at that. So I did some of that today, and yeah, hope everyone's having a great day. Viewers are picking up. Yeah, there's a few in tonight, but I'm also live on TikTok at the same time. So would you consider becoming a PT? Not really. I don't know. I'm just like, yeah, I don't know. I mean, I would like to do some kind of like thing where I get people to come and get fit and stuff. But I think that hopefully people would just kind of take it that I know what I'm talking about and that I can help them if need be, really. But yeah. Oh, you're from Romania. Oh, cool. You visited UK recently, and it was like being. Uh, yeah, I know. I got. I know what you're saying though, but yeah, it's. All right, Danny, how's it going? Yeah, I know it, but it's just we've got the UK is just like yeah, I know. I'm not I don't have any problem with like the immigration thing. It's just yeah, I was just talking about this earlier. That basically there are people who are like being kind of they're being kind of like you know prioritized over people that have been born here, and I don't think that's really fair, is it? So I get why people are quite frustrated with it all because there's talk about having them getting put up in these places and that they're that landlords are being subsidised to do that. So what is going on with it all? I don't know. It's yeah, I don't know, guys. Don't believe everything you see or read in the media. Yeah, I know, but then I could always also say the same when there's people who say that there's nothing to see here kind of thing. So I think that you could say that on both sides it can be a bit kind of hyperbolic, if you will, where you've got people going on about, oh look, all these racists and stuff, and then you've got people on the other side saying, also, oh look, So I mean, I don't know, but yeah, yeah. It's yeah, traditional culture, but yeah, I mean, because culture's just been dying off for quite a long time, really, hasn't it? Yeah, when we still have like I suppose that's why people come to the UK is they've still got these like historical sites and stuff, and learning about you know culture. They go into these like museums and things like that, and the history and all that kind of stuff. I don't like criticization. Hope you're doing well. Good to see you again. Thank you for following. Yeah, so yeah, but I don't know. Joel Ryan, how you doing? Welcome in here, everybody. Look, I mean, it's like there's people like there'll be people in like these media people, whatever, like these trying to interview people and stuff. Yeah, I do Apple user. It's like when you're interviewing these, you know, obviously it seems like it's just all a setup to try and just interview the most kind of stupid kind of person. It's like, do that take away our jobs in it? Like, take away our ability to get qualifications in it, so we can't even get qualified to even get the jobs in it. Yeah. So there is people who are just kind of they'll just put those kind of like idiots at the forefront. So then people are just like, oh well, if anyone's got any kind of criticisms about any of the yeah. Yeah, I think that's the problem. That's there's people trying to like just divide people. I think is the problem. It's like I do see that there is some issues with like whatever migration, like mass migration and stuff. But it's like, but the thing is that there's a bigger picture here that Shamim that. Thank you for following, Shamim. That this government is what's corrupt and it's screwing everybody over. And I think we need to kind of like put the attention on who's actually the ones that are corrupt here. That they want us all hating on other races of people and things like that. Whether it's you know white on black, black on white, whatever. They're trying to incite hatred. So we can't fall into their games. It's all part of their plan to the whole divide and conquer, I believe. So because we're at the end of the day, we're all one human race. But yeah, but it's just that you'll get these kind of these kind of like hooligan types who'll just they put these into the media and then they make everyone and then they're like, oh look, these are and then it's just I don't know. And then you'll get people who are saying, oh look at these, you know, I don't know. It'll be like you'll get a small like minority of people like really shouting loud about some issue that's not really that kind of you know. It's like when they're going on about like genders and all this kind of stuff. It's like these things that don't really kind of like they don't really kind of affect the majority of people. So why are we all focusing on that instead of focusing on things like the financial situation and the fact that things like they're trying to take away our freedom of speech and things like that. Hello, living day by day. Hope you well. What was your name? Thank you for the likes. Like we should all be focusing on that. But what about this whole thing about them trying to take our privacy, all sorts of things like that. But everyone is all focused on, religious, racial tensions or whatever crap. It's like, to me, all that shit is irrelevant when we've got all these issues going on, and like, why are we all fighting? We shouldn't be fighting really. It's just, and I get that there's some issues with like, say, like, someone will come into the country and then stab a bunch of people, you know, but it's like, how many people actually is it affecting though? I mean, it's just people will sort of blow something out of proportion, and obviously the media will put out a certain thing in there. But let's say there's millions of people, and maybe like you'll get the odd, incident happen here and there, but that doesn't mean that they're all bad and that they're all gonna kill or, you know, do some kind of messed up things to somebody of this country. So it's not really like, um, fair to kind of tie them all with the same brush, but the media will kind of have you do that sort of thing. Oh, Shafi, I hope you well. Just like how they do it with like things like the gender thing as well, where it's like all men are pigs, all women are sluts, this kind of thing that of just dividing up everybody. That if you're this way, then you're that way. It's like, no, it's all a load of crap because everybody is an individual. And even if there is some truth to, like what they're saying, it's like everyone's an individual. And that's the problem when you get sucked into some kind of rabbit hole and yeah, or whatever. Hello, Elson, hope you well. Like a sort of echo chamber of just people just all agreeing with each other, and it's not actually based on any reality, even if they have some experience themselves. This is why I was saying the other day that experience isn't necessarily like some people say that wisdom comes from experience, but oftentimes it can do the opposite because sometimes the experiences that we have, thank you, Philosophy, sometimes the experiences that we can have can actually warp our perceptions of things. Like, for example, if you've been in a bad relationship, so for some people, it can then warp their perceptions of that gender instead of seeing it as, well, that was an individual that was bad. And even if they have a few experiences, it doesn't necessarily mean that they're all like that. Maybe you just got the wrong pick or something, and it's just, yeah, it's just about kind of. But the thing is, sometimes people do it as a way to not take responsibility, and they don't realize it themselves. But subconsciously, we can then use some experience as a way to kind of deflect responsibility. So we have to be careful about that. That our experiences they're supposed to be there to teach us a lesson, but oftentimes people will use it as like some kind of um, yeah, as a way to kind of that. Oh well, it's their fault. I don't, I didn't, you know, do anything wrong. That it was their fault, and it's all because of them. It's all because of that gender or whatever, or that race or whatever BS. It's all about scapegoating. I think at times. So yeah, we have to make sure that our experience, that when we have these experiences in life, that we don't let ourselves be, sort of just kind of biased and to like a yeah, because that's it's like a confirmation bias or something, and it's kind of dangerous, I'd say, really. But anyway, how are we doing tonight, people? I hope you're all well. Yeah, if anybody's new here, then make sure you give me a follow. Hello, Emma. I'll come in. Like I said, with the whole, you'll get people have, say you hear stuff in the media about a certain race or whatever, or people of a certain group. It's like, for example, you get people who are like, say, disenfranchised men who are like kind of, something will happen in the media where someone does some kind of terror act or something like that, right? And the thing is that that's not, you know, necessarily what all of them would be capable of. But when the media picks it up, then they sort of make it out like that's the case. Or, for example, you'll hear something in the media about some, you know, like policeman murdering some woman, and go, oh look, it's all because of men and all this stuff, and then you'll have these different movements and things, and it just ends up creating more and more tension. And we want actually to, yeah, not all men and not all women. It's like a kind of to generalize is like kind of the problem. It's sweeping generalizations. Hello, Brian, Lane. I hope you're well. Good to see you again. Hope you're doing well. We've got to be careful not to generalize. Because oftentimes, like, people want to be kind of like, you know, either, you know, either something is or isn't a certain way. Like, I don't know, it's this whole thing of gray areas and stuff. Thank you for following, Gabriel. A lot of people don't like the answer of like nuance, basically. People like to have a definitive answer that is either a yes or no answer. But the problem, thank you for the follow, Jay. Yeah, thank you, Ryan. Yeah, so if you want a definitive yes or no answer to things, it's like you don't want to be told, well, it could happen in this instance or that instance, for example. Hell, yeah, stable friend, how's it going? That's good to hear, Brian. You're still doing your workouts then? Yeah, so we have to kind of be mindful that, context matters and different circumstances matter. And gosh, what? Sorry. How are we doing, everybody? Hope you're all well. So what I'm saying is we've just got to kind of learn to be open-minded and to not be so dogmatic. Thank you for the share, Gabriel. Because it's like I think the problem is that oftentimes it's dogmas and then people looking for confirmation bias and stuff. So people get into these echo chambers to then further confirm biases, to then further demonize a certain group of people, for example. Or thank you for the tofu X and Jay. How you doing? Hope you well tonight, Levine. Thank you for the likes. Thanks for the likes, Emily. Thank you for the rolls, X and J. Thank you very much, XJ. What's your name, by the way, anyway? Yeah, so, uh, Jess. Okay, nice to meet you, Jess. Where are you from, by the way, if you don't mind me asking? Hi, BD. How you doing tonight? Hope all is well. Thank you very much, Jess. Hello, Gathoni. Hope you're well. Good evening to you. Hope you've had a great day. Okay, BD. I will when I want to. Newcastle live in Northumberland. Oh yeah, Northumberland's nice from what I've seen of it. I want to go to Kielder Forest actually. Thank you, Jess. Thank you for the show, Gabriel. All right. Um, yeah, I think I'm gonna wrap the YouTube one up because I don't think there's much going on there. All right.